Hello, my name is Andrew Yamayaro. I am a solicitor practicing in England and Wales, and I've practiced as such for a number of years in this country. This week, I did see an article in the Herald, the leading newspaper in Zimbabwe, about divorces. According to the Herald, in Zimbabwe, we witnessed an increase of divorces of 27% in 2025 from 3,138 cases which were reported in 2024. So it seems that divorce rates are increasing and may also increase this year. So is this a trend that is happening in Zimbabwe only, or it's a worldwide trend? What is happening to marriages? What is happening to relationships? Are cultural views changing? Are religious views impacting on this? Do people prefer getting married, or do people prefer to cohabitate, or to live their own independent lives as partners? What are the consequences of this in terms of the law? So in terms of divorce, as a lawyer that has got both experience in Zimbabwe and United Kingdom, and who also has got clients that are based in Zimbabwe and United Kingdom, I do get a lot of questions when it comes to divorces. One of the questions that I'm asking is, my partner and myself, or my spouse and myself, are based in the United Kingdom. We were married when we were in Zimbabwe. Where do we get divorced? Out of those circumstances, you've got a choice. You can get divorced in Zimbabwe, or you can get divorced in the United Kingdom. It's your choice. Despite that the marriage or the wedding was done in Zimbabwe. You have to look at the practical factors of your case. If you get divorced in Zimbabwe, is there going to be a need for both of you to appear before the courts? Or if you are consenting, can it just be dealt on paper? Are you going to have to use legal practitioners to help you? Or you are going to just sign powers of attorney to appoint someone, a family member or a friend, to go and represent you in court in your place and state? These are some of the things that you need to consider. And if you are required to go back to Zimbabwe, both of you, and you are in full-time work and you've got children, how is that going to impact on you? Likewise, you may consider to get divorced in the United Kingdom. And if you decide to get divorced in the United Kingdom, the process is that you submit an online application. If the divorce is by consent, then both of you can agree straight away that you want to get divorced. If it's not by consent, then whoever wants to divorce the other party can submit the divorce application online. The basic information that is required is the name of the spouse, an email address, their physical address, and their phone number, and a copy of your marriage certificate. In the United Kingdom, divorce is not fault-based. You don't have to prove that someone did something to you. One of the days when you have to give a reason for divorcing, it's called a no-fault divorce. So for any reason or for no reason at all, you can divorce someone. So once you submit the divorce application, and if it's not by consent, that person is then contacted by the court. By the way, there's a court fee to pay if you want to get divorced. You pay the court fee as part of the application. And you might put in part of your application that you're going to claim the cost of the divorce from your other party. Of course, during the process of the divorce, they may agree or they may not agree, or the court may make a cost order against either of the parties. The other party will get an email with login details, and then they can log into the system, give their side of the story. If they agree, they agree. If they don't agree, they don't agree. And then the judge will then make a decision. When you receive the email, or at least the email that will give you access to the portal, you can then mention your own view on the divorce, and some of the questions that will be asked is that, do you want to put the divorce on hold pending financial arrangements or financial orders, children arrangements, children orders, and so forth, or you just want to process the divorce outside of the financial and the children. Again, either way, each process has got its own advantages and disadvantages. We have to consider that. One of the things that we do see in practice is that once someone gets the email, they will normally simply ignore the email. They will not be bothered. And then they are sent letters from the court, and they will ignore the court letters. You might have to be forced to have the divorce petition sent to the other party using process servers. Even when you use process servers as well, we do have experience whereby someone will still refuse to accept the process, but at least with the affidavit or sworn statement from the bailiff or process server, the case can move to the next stage. This is a difficulty that is encountered in practice, whether someone is divorcing in Zimbabwe or in the UK. And if they're divorcing in Zimbabwe and they want to save someone in the UK, it's always practical problems that present themselves. And on a lot of occasions, I have had to work with lawyers that are based in Zimbabwe to try to locate the person that is being divorced and to save documents on them and to instruct process savers, because they are either refusing to be divorced, or they're not bothered, or they've got their own agenda as to regards the divorce. So assuming that service has been done, the process can then move forward. The court will then consider the divorce application, will give a conditional order, and then in the conditional order, they will say anyone who has got any reasons why the divorce should not be granted should state them, and then a final order is now issued by the court. I will not use the old terms that we were using before, but because that is no longer necessary. So the first stage is now called the conditional order, and then the final divorce, the conditional divorce, and final divorce. So the process is pretty much online, unless if there is difficulties that has been experienced, then the court has issued directions as to why the process can then go into face-to-face hearings. Aligned to divorce is issues to do with children arrangement orders and financial arrangement orders as well. If the divorce is amicable, people would have discussed as to the issues to regard to children, who's going to stay with the children, what is going to happen on holidays with the children, who travels with them on which holiday, and so forth, and who is going to be responsible for paying for their upkeep and to who, if that is necessary. And then there's the issue of the finances. This is another boiling point that we experience in our practice, because we have got clients that have got properties in the UK, and they also have properties abroad, properties in Zimbabwe, South Africa, Dubai, different parts of the world. And each different part of the world has got its own jurisdiction and laws, which might not align to what the country or the jurisdiction that granted the divorce says. So the divorce order might have to be registered in different jurisdictions. We have had to deal with cases whereby we have had to register a divorce order from Zimbabwe to have effect in the UK, and vice versa. And likewise as well with the financial orders. This is something that you need to seek legal advice, because it's not necessarily that one jurisdiction will be able to deal with the properties and assets in one or two or more jurisdictions where you've got properties. You might have to involve all the courts around, unless if there's a drafted consent order where you've made things easy for both of you as the parties in the divorce. The reason is it is private international law, and there is principles, international laws involved in private international law. There is bilateral agreements, multilateral agreements in several jurisdictions. So someone has to be aware of private international law when we are dealing with divorce, family, and financial orders, because they are different. If you need any assistance in regard to these matters, Tan Law Solicitors will be able to help you. We have got lawyers that have got experience in different jurisdictions and in different areas of law, including immigration, employment, family, wills, probate, which is also known as succession, dispute resolution, and so forth. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and also like us on our Facebook page. And if you've got any specific questions that you want to be helped with, contact Tan Law Solicitors. Thank you.